Hello and welcome to another video so today we are checking out a RuneCraft deck. This is Spell Boost Rune. It's been reasonably popular as of late, so it's no surprise that we are going to be covering it here, but I thought why not, let's get right into the deck and take a good look, since we are using Golem Squad as a potential and most of the other cards are pretty standard for spell boosting, so we'll get right into it and check out the deck. So kicking us off for the beginning, we've got some Rune versus Blood.
Time to shine, Daria.
Prepare for defeat.
So Rune versus Blood shouldn't be too much of a problem. Typically I like to aim for any kind of early cards I can play for the spell boost value. That does mean you need stuff to actually spell boost as well, which Truce Adjudication and Golem Squad are pretty good options. And since we are going up against Blood, we really just need to get something out. Oh, Urias, that's going to be a rough thing to have to deal with now. Definitely not the kind of turn you want to come up against. The only real bonus here is we can at least remove the 2/2, and we've managed to spell boost a little bit, which is a good start. We have got the Tetra as well, which will potentially come in handy here, since it will let us deal with the Urias. Although it will cost us, obviously, the ping card, which is not good. We don't like to use it like that. We'd much rather use it normally. Instead, using Delta Cannon as just a removal is not always the best option, but when you're going up against Blood, you just gotta do what you gotta do. Entrancing Blow into a Razory, so they're definitely outputting a lot of damage for a rotation deck. It's a little impressive actually, to see how much damage they can output. Lucky for us, we can deal with this reasonably easily. It's just getting around this further is going to be the hard part. So we are throwing out the early Golem Squad. It's the only real protection that I've got now. And with just 1 health left, it's great. Luckily, Truce Adjudication gives us at least a chance. And we do manage to recover at least 2, which isn't good enough really. Ideally, we wanted to recover at least 3, so we could go up to 4. That would keep us out of range of a lot of cards. Luckily, we did manage to buy ourselves the time we need for right now, even if it cost us 1 point. Now we can start doing our own damage. And I decided not to attack. I didn't want to put them in Vengeance, and I'm glad I didn't, because Laura could have actually killed us, potentially. So I'm definitely glad that I stuck with my instincts and didn't put them to 1 health. And it looks like that is going to work pretty well for us here. Again, we don't want to put them in Vengeance yet, because that just becomes a dangerous risk that we don't really need to take. And we do want to bring our health up out of range of any kind of Razory Claw or anything. And that worked well, obviously. Our opponent being so low on cards really does help, for sure. Our next game is Rune versus Haven. Another one that's not actually usually too bad for this deck. Rune overall seems to do reasonably well in the current meta, which is no huge surprise. Be interesting to see what the new expansion brings as far as Rune cards. So, good first draw insight. Nothing we can spell boost though, so a little bit of a downfall. At least we did get Omen of Truth, which means we're not trying to dig for him. He's definitely a core card that you want to be able to get as much as possible. And we finally got Fate's Hand, which is good. I believe we do lose Fate's Hand in the next expansion, so that's going to be a little bit of a disappointment. Goblin, Hoverboard, they're pretty weak cards overall. They're nothing that we need to worry about too much. We can just pretty much take this casually, deal with them as we go, and then, of course, go face when we have a board. So we got Tetra as well, so we can actually go for that next turn with the Evo. Using Tetra to probably remove at least 2 of these things here.
We're done for.
Probably this hover build and the 2-2. It's going to be the ideal way to remove them, although it will cost us, of course, the Delta Cannon that usually you want to be able to recycle. But in this situation, when you're getting rid of a Bane, definitely feels like it's worth
If
it.
it has come to this, I will fight. Missed the landing. Delta cannon, fire. Can't figure it out.
And there goes the repair mode for just that extra bit of health, makes it harder for them to get over it.
Clean hands.
But they did get around that pretty easily.
The rain.
At least they haven't managed to do too much else yet.
The real
And they've been throwing these Evos like they're candy, so we probably won't have to worry too much about a laner in the long run.
I will never lose heart.
Another chance to go for a really good Tetra play, especially since we're almost ready for the Rayo play, although I should have probably saved an Evo for that, since that might have been a better way to do things. This could be a little awkward, but should work pretty well. And there's finally an Elena, so that's going to be a little bit of a trouble card. I don't think we stock any good way to get rid of this, so all we can do now is have to deal with it. Luckily we've got some pretty decent cards set up already, so we can do some pretty decent things as far as removal goes.
Delta
So starting with the Delta Cannon, Fiery, into a Whirlwind,
surely.
well Wind Blast, sorry. And then a nice little Solomon. Does give us the free Seal of Solomon,
Let the gems light your way.
which if I wasn't stupid I would play correctly next turn, but you'll have to wait and see because I definitely don't play that the way I wanted to. Moment of Truth, of course, going to be the play. I went Fate's Hand. I should have went Seal of Solomon first. I would have got my 0 cost there. I would have got a Zealot of Truth, no trouble. I did end up getting one anyway, but I could have just had it a little bit easier, which would have been nice. At least this way we've developed a very good board and we've dealt some decent damage. And we still have Golem Squad, Truth Adjudication and Conjure Golem in our hand, which gives us a fair bit of value. There is the repair mode.
You're not bad.
So we do want to take these out as easy as possible. Right now I don't really see a good way to do it. It's definitely going to cost us most of our board now.
I travel in search of the unknown.
Do have the ritual though. So it's not going to cost us everything, it's just going to cost us a lot. But I am pretty set up. I even got another Conjure Golem, so I can even use the Evo on that next turn if I want, since they do have free Evos.
Welcome to the Holy Gun Show. You were done.
And we still have Truth Adjudication as well, which is actually a really nice play at this point, if we needed it. But looking at our current board and our current situation, we actually have lethal. I think, yeah, that's definitely lethal. Exact damage. So we don't even need the Truth Adjudication unless we really wanted it. And that is some spell boost runes, so definitely did okay. I was pretty happy with its performance. Hopefully overall you guys can enjoy this deck while we've got the last little bit of the expansion left before some of these cards rotate out, which of course happens every expansion. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. You'll find the deck list in the description below. Until next time guys, see ya.